Black Bean Sampson here today. It is. Hey, is it? Oh yeah, it's May 30th. Is it May 30th? That was May 29th. So May 30th, Wednesday, about 10 o'clock. I got a little drive here. So we're going to talk about some Roseanne Barr. What'd she have to say to me? Was it yesterday, the day before? About Valerie Jarrett, the woman who is like the main advisor for the Obamas, who I believe currently lives with the Obamas right now. So, a lot of people are saying because of her comment on Twitter, Roseanne Barr's comment about, she said, and I'm kind of paraphrasing because, like always, I'm driving and I don't have notes or anything in front of me. But she said that Valerie Jarrett is what you get when you cross the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of Apes movie. Suddenly, that is being translated into racism, which I'm very confused as to how that is racism to begin with. I mean, the woman has a supposedly African father, but they never explicitly go into the actual origin of the father, which makes it interesting, I think. And then I'm guessing the mother is not from Africa. She was born in Iran. So a lot of people are confused too because she's Iranian. So it's like, again, how is she black if she's Iranian? And the only thing that we could tell that's even black on her is the pupils in her hair. And then the aura that's around her. So, I'm kind of confused myself because racism is usually something that you prescribe to as to a group of people, or assuming an individual is the generality of a group of people. That is not what I see what is going on. At the most, maybe prejudice. At the very least, just a joke that's not meant for the left, but a joke meant for more for the right. I think that's the more of the bigger issue here. The issue isn't the fact that words were used to compare someone, because if that's the case, why isn't multiple other people, like journalists or people who work at ABC, being fired because there's no way in hell that there's not one staff member at ABC did not say nothing bad about Trump's skin color or his small hands, supposedly, or anything about Melania Trump, like about her accent or the fact that she's from Russia. I mean, it's just, the list goes on. Anybody who's worked for Trump, I can't even think of what the hell her name is off the top of my head right now. One of Trump's advisors, but Kellyanne Conway. So Kellyanne Conway, I mean, she's been attacked just viscerously, like just crazy, just has been viscerated. I can't even pronounce the word. Just viciously been attacked by the media just constantly. So I just can't imagine not one ABC person did not make a comment or a very hurtful thing about Kellyanne Conway's appearance, along with everybody else around Trump, or anybody who supports Trump, or anybody who they would assume be placed on that pendulum. So I'm very baffled. Well, how is this racism? It's like they will prescribe anything that they feel is hurtful being said by a white person is automatically evil. So it literally leaves comedians, white comedians specifically, left to hung to dry, so they can't pretty much state anything about someone's background or someone's appearance, just anything that the left could deem essentially hurtful. It's hurtful, but they'll deem it racist or homophobe or some type of ism or just something that's worse than what it really is. It is. This is a big giant joke. It really is. This is a giant fucking catastrophe of a joke. Like, I really hope ABC realizes, Disney right now is having a head scratcher. What I mean by that is and I know I'm bringing this into this, which is like completely different things, but Han Solo, the Solo movie, I think is an example of a backlash of what you do when you take something that a lot of people appreciate and don't give a shit about some prejudiced fucking joke or some poor tasting joke or whatever you want to call it, to a white male role or a very diverse cast. True people, and what I mean by true people who seek the truth, who don't need safe space to be happy, these people who have the capacity to think for themselves, to keep a rational emotional control on their feelings, to not give in to outbursts and false misleading information that causes people to leap the second that they get a chance to. These types of people, they don't give a shit what Roseanne said. They don't give a shit that. Well, they do give a shit. But what I was gonna say, they don't give a shit that your fucking cast of Star Wars is now so goddamn diverse. It's starting to actually not care about the people who would be classified at this point be the actual weirdos now, or it would have been the normals. I mean, so it's just like what's happening now is that everybody that are the ones that really put effort, put time towards these types of things, right? The people who have the money, who watch Roseanne Barr, who watch ABC, the people who have money, who have been buying merchandises through the Star Wars franchise for years and supporting. These are the people with the money. These are your fans. This is where you get your cash for your wallet, is through these people. And these companies like ABC and Disney, and many others like Starbucks and that, they are segregating their customers. They're not even segregating. they're showing that they don't care for the people who actually made those companies even to be what they are. These companies are showing the truth of what they became, what they're becoming, worse and worse, for any free thinker, for any free-thinking comedian, for any edgy new idea. And it comes down to this is Roseanne right now. Next will be you. And it's going to get to the point where it doesn't matter if you're on the left or you're on the right, or if you're following all the rules that you thought that you needed to follow. That's what's going to come down to. Did Roseanne know that by her tweeting what she tweeted was going to have her show get canceled? No. In fact, I have a good feeling that there's no real company policy that demanded this. And the reason why I say there's probably no company policy, because they would have released the policy that they have fired her for, or canceled her show for. And that brings up another point. Again, there has been other ABC people who have said some pretty hurtful, prejudiced fucking shit. Now, do I have those lists in front of me? No. But I can guarantee it. I don't know for a fact, anyways. But I'll bet $20. I'll bet $20 that some asshole, some fucking bitch, sitting in some fucking high-end up ABC chair has said some fucked up shit about our president, our current administration, or just plainly about an individual. It's insane to think that Roseanne Barr, out of the whole ABC staffing, is the only one who's ever said something that was could be deemed as hurtful. Well, of course, leftists trying to say it's racism, but it's more like prejudice, and somehow, racism is or prejudice turns into always racism. It's not even, and that's the thing too. She's a comedian, so she has to find those really edgy points of humor. Well, she did. She found one that was so edgy that it was, for us, for people on the right, or people who are rational, or people who are on the right to center, we don't care, or we thought it was funny. It's only the left that it seemed like she fell off the edge. So it's like it's like too right now is that the apology too, that gets to me on Roseanne part. In fact, her joke I find was funny, but it also didn't bother me. Her apology to the joke is what bothered me about Roseanne. She really, and this is a message to you, Roseanne. So, about almost 14 minutes of just my rant about this whole deal, but this is my last couple minutes here for Roseanne. And to anyone who thinks apologizing to the left is ever going to serve you good. Now, I'm not saying if you do something explicitly actually wrong not to apologize. You actually aim to be complete malice, or you fucking were driving down the road, you looked down for a second, you swerved over, someone was bringing out the trash, and you nicked them, or you hit them, or you killed them, or whatever the case is. I can see that. It's an accident, but that deserves an apology. Alright? Saying something that suddenly is deemed bad when 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, probably, it would have been looked at this way. It would have been swept underneath the rug, and then whatever. And then they might have brought it out one day, depending on where you're standing, just to shove it in your face or some stupid shit. But beyond that, it would have been swept underneath the rug. But now it's being used to actually not only cancel or fire Roseanne, which is canceling the show, but several other people have lost their job because of it. And apologizing to the people that are firing you, apologizing to the people who are shouting and crying that they're offended by this, that is not helping your staff. That is not helping you. That is not helping the left. That is not helping even the right or right of center or leftist center. That's just not helping. It's not helping no one. It's serving the cause of the left, and it's actually inflaming them more with more power. Like all we gotta do is point our finger and they apologize and beg for forgiveness. This is one of the problems with people apologizing to the left, I swear. This is not apologizing to these fucking scumbags, and I call them scumbags, because they will use their positions of power to really influence people, not for the truth, but for gain, for propaganda gain, and for an agenda. That's definitely not benefit for even usually the people who are crying out that they're offended. So, do us a favor, Roseanne, and all you other people who want to stand on the right or stand on the center and then point your finger at the left of how stupid and crazy they can be, at the same time making some good jokes. When they get offended, when they point their finger at you and go, "We're hurt," your words hurt us. Your words make us feel like we're getting punched in the face. Really, it's our brain, and our brain can't handle it. Our snowflake melting brain can't handle this. Do us a favor. Do the left a favor. Don't apologize. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help me. Everybody on the right, nobody on the left is going to get helped from it. It's not going to suddenly make them feel good and have cake and ice cream with you. That's not the whole point. Why they want you to apologize. They want you to apologize to fuel their power, to fuel their anger and their hatred. It's kind of like, the more they know that the guilt button is working, the more they press it. And again, I know for a fact that anybody who understands this problem agrees with that. That the more that we show them there's a bullseye for this guilt, they will fucking aim at it viciously. They'll aim at it to destroy your life, destroy everybody around you. And that's after you apologize. They still continue to do this.